What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Pat Proverbs here from One Ant Gaming, throwing up the heavy ones, tossing them around like as usual. And what you guys are watching, and yes, before we address anything, this game is sped up a little bit for your viewing pleasure. Not making claims on the times of any of the streaks or anything. I just wanted to keep this entertaining and give you as much of a raw gameplay experience as possible. So what you guys are watching is actually, excuse me, 102 kills running support to double MOAB in what I deem to be the most competitive playlist of maybe all time in COD, around the time that One Ant Gaming was founded. And it's not about the double MOAB or the fact that it's, you know, non-assault, non-specialist is running support. Is people ran support. That was the point. That was how you won games. You know, you had a lot of ridiculous teams in this playlist. You had like Obey, Saw, like a lot of teams that were just so good. HQ, like going back to like World at War headquarters, which was probably just as competitive as Modern Warfare 3. But Modern Warfare 3, the games got so heated. You'd have one another yelling at each other, run support. But that being said, guys, 102 kills support, double MOAB with I think like close to 2. I cut the game after he gets the second MOAB, but like he goes on, he doesn't die for the rest of the game. It's like another 6 kills or something, but it was also another 2 minutes. And I just didn't think I could speak for that long. So, without further ado, let's talk about the topic of the actual gameplay. That is the return of somewhat of a god king of first-person shooters. It's my boy Jay, and I've gotten a lot of people asking me, you know, is he coming back ever? You know, people were like concerned because, you know, I talked about this like mythical player that not many people actually knew about. So this is Jay, Apex 1N. He tweeted out earlier this week that his return to Xbox One would be Wednesday, and that was final, because he had said it before and he was playing with our team's emotions. Let's just say I played Destiny with Jay for about 8 hours yesterday. He is back. He's actually on right now. He's the only one on my friends list on. And that's bad news for a lot of people come Advanced Warfare that he is back. Because we have a couple other God Kings, if you will, in the first-person shooter arena on our team already. And honestly, he's one of those kids that will win games for you by himself. And those are rare to come by. Like, you have a lot of, like, slayers, like, you know, slaying power, a lot of kids capable of huge gun streaks and stuff. But when push comes to shove, you know, there's not anyone else really I would take on my team. I would compare him to Prowler. I think they play differently, but I mean, gun skill wise is they're pretty much comparable. It's really exciting for me to bring back, because he's such a great friend. I mean, he was here from the beginning. He was one of the original members, the OGs of One Ant Gaming when we founded. So it's a big day for me. It's almost so nostalgic having him back. And yes, he's just as good as ever. You should have seen him playing Destiny yesterday. It's really unfair to the people on the other team. But that being said, being as like I told you, this was a pretty long gameplay. And if you just pay attention to, you know, how competitive this was, and he gets a lot of streaks here and it gets a lot of time to shine when he's the only one left alive. Absolute brutal feeds. Kid is just like a monster, and you know, he's such a nice person too. And I don't know, some of the older subscribers, people who have been here for a very long time, like early on in Black Ops 2, you guys remember he and one other member who's no longer with us, obviously, played the Optic Pro team in Search and Destroy Plaza. And I know that video is somewhere on this channel, and if it's not, I will go back into my vaults and just troves of videos and find it. He absolutely handles Nade Shot and Merc in one of the nastiest two-pieces you will ever see, as far as like on a competitive scene goes. He is more of a competitive player than he is pubs, but that usually works out well because gun handling skills, strategies, map rotations, obviously all come into play in the public match arena as well. It's just great to have him back, and I don't think he knew I even had this video still. I've been waiting to post an Apex video until he returned. Well, here it is, 102 kills, double MOAB with one was like a 30 streak, and the other is as well. I just cut it, like I said. So, I mean, just getting 102 kills, and the game was actually the raw file of the game. The game ends in 10 minutes. I know the game mode was 20. HQ Pro was 20 minutes long in Modern Warfare 3. Some of the most heated 20 minutes of any kind of public match playlist I've ever played in. But yeah, the game ends like I think we ended it early or whatever, because this was just a slaughter anyway. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of a different perspective. It's not so much of a wow factor gameplay where it's like, wow, he got a double MOAB, who cares? Right, I mean, who does care? It was more or less like I wanted to post something for him that this is just the epitome of how you win games. This is just beast mode. This is just unleash the beast within. And I'll have more on Jay soon as far as like, I remember we were losing a blitz game 14-2 on Strike Zone and Ghost. And we were like, Jay, we're losing. And he just went on it. I think he scored 12 unanswered like caps and blitz. It was unreal. Anyway, guys, for anything and everything One Nation Gaming, keep it tuned right here. I hope you enjoyed the return of the God King. Stay beautiful, people, and take it easy.